There is nothing too hard for God. Today we're going to talk about the story of Sarah and Abraham. In Genesis chapter 12, God made a promise to Abraham. God told Abraham he will make him a father of many nations. But the problem here was Abraham did not have any children as yet. So to Abraham and Sarah, this promise made no sense. As we read down now to Genesis chapter 16, here we can see that Sarah still did not have a child and she wanted it so bad. So she took her maid servant Hagar and gave her husband the permission that he can make a child with Hagar, their maid. And that's what happens sometimes. We take matters into our own hands. God is not a slow God. God is a very meticulous and a strategic God. Abraham and Hagar had a son, and they called that child Ishmael. God allowed it, but God did not ordain it. Because of sin, there's sometimes in our life God allows stuff, but He does not ordain. He's not okay with what we're doing, but because He loves us, He allows it. God is still a faithful God. His words will not return unto Him void. So we must not take matters into our own hands. Because God always keep His promise. In Genesis 18, God promised Abraham and Sarah that they're going to be blessed with a child. At that time, Abraham was 100 years of age. Sarah was 90 years of age. So to them, it still didn't make sense because they were well in their seniors. And they're thinking that God must be joking. 13 years had passed that God made that promise to Abraham, and still there was no child. But God is always on time. What do you do when you waited so long and others are telling you to give up? What do you do when you have this dream in your heart and if God promised you that whatever you want, through believing, you will get through? But today, I want to say to you, do not give up, because God is a faithful God. So today, I want to come by to tell you that you have the purpose in your heart to not to let doubt consume your mind, because fear is a demon. Fear is not a good thing. So continue trusting God promise, because He will never leave you and He will never forsake you. So I want to encourage you today to trust in God. Trust in God promises that He loves you and He will never leave you or forsake you. Bye.